Welcome to Tree Talking Time, where we talk all things tree dogs, from the smallest feists to the largest hounds, treating squirrels to bears and everything in between. And from time to time, we might even run a little fast game.
But I've had dogs, all my life. It's just I was raised up with them.
Okay.
With dogs, and it just that's all I've known all my life is working dogs.
Okay. Now, when you were young, what did you have?
We had hounds, and so when I guess in the '60s, I was still in high school, and my dad had hounds, then. The first squirrel dog I ever owned, really, I thought it was a squirrel dog, but it really wasn't. But he would tree squirrels. It was no collie dog,
Okay.
and he'd tree a few squirrels, and I had fun with it. And, and then of course we had some beagles too.
Okay.
Then when I went off to school, I didn't have how many dogs, and I was out of dogs for a while, and then I got into tree dogs, hounds, coon hunting. Coon hunted for a few years, and later in life, I had fox dogs. I got to work in long hours, and so I'd run fox dogs overnight, and but didn't have no daylight hours. I had to work, and then I guess probably in the around 2005 or 2006, I decided to get back into squirrel dogs, and I got in, had some curs. Then I got a Feist, and Feist was more what I liked. I liked a Feist because a lot of your curs are a little bit more tree happier, I thought,
Okay.
So I had Feist, and ended up with a little dog named Trixie. I heard about her, went and bought her, gave $100 for it. Matter of fact, guy told me take her and try her, and see if she was good, and any count, and I took her, and I called him back and told him to go ahead and spend his money.
There you go.
So that's
kind of going back. I want to talk about that collie dog because today that's not really common, but I would imagine, and from what I've heard, back in the 50s, 60s, even up into like the 80s and maybe even into the 90s, collies and shepherd type dogs treeing wasn't unheard of, and people hunting them wasn't unheard of.
No, it was the dog I had was a no border collie. Matter of fact, it was a house dog, and my uncle got it from a guy in Cincinnati and brought it down because they couldn't take care of it no more. Of course, they wasn't an old dog, but it was just a house dog. And of course, we lived on a farm and just let it run loose. And of course, I'd get out and go walking in the woods. I've always liked to walk in the woods. I've always enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And he just started treeing, and of course, more or less a sight dog. He was a sight dog, and that's I don't know. I guess we kept him, several years, and he was still there when I went off to school.
Okay. I've always thought that was interesting, and I even did a little research into like the different collie breeds, and like there's a very small group of people that still like those multi-purpose collies, and most of that breeding has went to the English shepherds.
Yeah.
But
now my cousin, at the same time, he had a more of a shepherd. He was a shepherd dog, and he was a pretty good squirrel dog too. That he hunted some. We hunted them, hunted together just a little bit, Then we had, of course, we always had hounds, and we possum hunted. Back then we called it coon hunting. We called it coon hunting, but there wasn't hardly any coons, and our dog wasn't. We'd tree a possum or two.
Yeah.
And my neighbor had a little feist, and he told us, he said, if you guys want to just tree possums, he said, I've got a dog with three possum, take it and hunt as much as you want to. Well, we got it and hunted it one night and hit like the workers to death climbing trees. It was, yeah, it would really put them up now.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah.
You see, talking about possum hunting, my grandfather told me, when he was growing up, they had an old spaniel. He grew up during the Depression, and he said, they really didn't have a lot of game and stuff, and he said they just chased anything, but it equated to mostly possums and skunks with this little spaniel dog. Reminds me of that.
Yeah, I've treated my part of the skunks also. yeah, I've treated my part of the skunks. But I've had this line of dogs I've got now. I've had them for a real small while. The little Trixie dog, she was really a tree dog. I mean, she was everywhere. She didn't look like much. She was a little small dog, but she was a tree dog. So that's what I based my breed around, was around her. I've kind of line breed.
Okay.
That's what I've done through the years. I've line breed, and then every once in a while I'll have to go out.
Yeah.
But I've stuck with Cadillac Jack dogs. That is, and the Cadillac Jack dogs and the Baldwin, the old time Baldwin, which is both of these dogs came from Eastern Kentucky.
Yep.
There's different Baldwin dogs, but this was the old time black and tan Baldwin, and that's I've crossed him in on. But mainly, I've got Cadillac Jack coming into my dogs four different ways, four different ways through Cadillac Jack, but different females.
Yeah. Now, when was Cadillac Jack alive? Like early 2000s?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah, early 2000s. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I did. I mean, I've got pictures and everything of them on my phone. I could have told you that a few years ago, but I just don't remember like I used to.
I understand.
But Cadillac Jack put out a lot of good dogs.
Mm-hmm.
To me, everybody's got their own opinion, but my opinion, he's done more for the Mountain Feist than any other dog. That everybody's got their own opinions,
Yeah. No, the first squirrel dog I ever hunted with, I don't know much about her, but I was told she was a Cadillac Jack bred Mountain Feist, and she treated me a few squirrels a couple hunts that I went with her, and I liked her, and she helped get me hooked on it. So,
yeah, that's I've been very fortunate. I've had two runner-up. I've had NKC dog runner-up dog of the year, NKC dog of the year, another NKC runner-up dog of the year. MFA dog of the year, my Trump dog. He made NKC runner-up dog of the year and MFA Mountain Feist dog of the year same year.
Nice.
And I used to go to quite a few hunts. I just enjoy going and meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
I met a lot of nice people.
Yeah.
Through dogs. Got several friends through them. Many different, probably 25 or 30 different states.
Yeah.
That I know people from through the dogs.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Now, who came next after Trixie?
Rondo dog.
Rondo.
Okay. Yeah, Rondo was out of Trixie, and Trump was out of Rondo.
Okay.
And then I've got a dog now, probably as good a dog as I've ever owned. A little dog called Pistol. He got crippled when he was just a pup. Something dug on the barn and bit through his leg and crippled him. But he can still I wasn't going to hunt him, and I just turned him loose and he stayed at the barn on the farm, and he just started being on his own, and he made a pretty good dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's competitive anywhere I take him with anybody. That's, but I've made a lot of champion dogs. If a if a dog don't if a dog don't do good, I don't breed it. I mean, I like a good female. I like a good female. If you're going to raise pups, if you're wanting a good pup, get you a good female. You can always find you a good male to breed to, but get you a good female. That's been my experience.
Nope, I agree. I've told people that many times. If you've got a good female, you can take her to any good male that you want.
Yeah, if you can find that male, you can find you a good male to breed to. But I hunt. I'll use all my females. I'll usually hunt them in a hunt and champion them out. Mm-hmm. But if I'm wanting a dog to really go hunting, I like a male dog because you go out and unsnap him, and he's gonna be. You can take him hunting. You don't have to get him ready to go hunting, and then him come in heat on you. But you can take him anytime. And some people says they stay in heat all the time. Well, no, they don't. Not a good one don't. If you got a good one, he don't stay in heat all the time. It's just I've hunted a lot of females, hunted a lot of males, but I like that male when you want to go hunting all the time.
Yep. Nope, I agree. Like I prefer a female, but I have a male as well because that way when they're all laid up, because they all come into heat relatively the same time, I still have something to hunt.
Yep, that is right. When one comes in, usually they'll all come in. That's just the way it is. And if you've only got one dog, if you're only going to keep one or two dogs, and you like to hunt, you better get you a male. If you're going to squirrel hunt, you better get you a male.
Yep.
So it'll be ready to go in hunting season.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me a little bit more about like your dog's appearance, build, how they hunt.
I don't breed for a real wide hunting dog. A lot of these guys want the dog turn it loose and never see it. I don't breed for that. I breed for a dog that will hunt with me. I don't want to have to be hunting that dog. When I turn it loose, I want it to go hunting. Mm-hmm. But when I turn, I want it to come. I want to make a circle and stay with me, where I don't have to keep a tracking collar and follow it all the time.
Yeah.
A straight line dog to me will run you to death and pass up a lot of squirrels. I like a hunting type dog. Backward and forth, not real deep. 200 yards is 24 for me. Now it's
okay.
Sometimes they go further. A lot of times they'll go further, but you can train them to not do that. And I like a dog at a mind. I like a dog that will mind. That's number one. Number one, you got to have a dog that will mind you and that likes you.
Yep.
When I turn my dogs loose, and I go to the truck, and they go to the truck. When we go hunting, number one is to get a dog mind. Mm-hmm. These dogs, I like a leggy type dog. Okay. I breed for a leggy type dog that can move, good. So this is where I'm at, pretty rough country. And
how big are your dogs?
I'm 18 inches. I like under 18 inches. Of course, that's 18 inches is standard.
Okay.
But that's standard. But I like a leggy type, but under 8, it has to be under 18 inches to be a fast.
But you want it as close to that standard as possible.
Oh yeah. I like about a 25-pound male, 25, 26-pound male, leggy. But yeah, I want it. Yeah, that's standard. I breed for that standard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But little short-legged dogs in this rough country, it's a little. And we got a lot of coyotes too. So you got to have something to get away from the coyote too. Matter of fact, my little Trixie dog, she ended up getting killed by coyotes.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, yeah, she ended up getting killed by coyotes. She made it to the barn, but they had her tore all to pieces. She didn't live.
Hmm. Now, do you let your dogs run loose at the house?
No, not my. Now, my old Rondo dog, he's, he's like myself. He's got a little age on him, so he runs loose here all the time. And he don't go anywhere. He just, he'll hang around when I go to the farm. Uh, he, I'll usually drive, and a lot of times he'll meet me up there. He'll be the barn time I get there, and he'll still tree if I go in the woods with him. He'll still tree,
Okay.
but he's got old, and he runs loose here. He just hangs around up at the kennels all the time.
Yep.
If he happen to get down toward the road, you can holler at him, and he'll go back, and he remembers that too. He knows not to get down towards the road.
Okay. Smart dog.
But no, all my hunting dogs, I keep them all. Yeah, I keep them either in a kennel or tied. Of course, I'm kind of old fashioned. I like the tie dog. A lot of people think that's cruelty, but myself, I like a dog. I just think I think it's more intelligent if it's tied. That's probably just me,
I have heard that more than once.
Yeah. If you've got a wild dog, a pup that hasn't been handled, and you can take it and tie it up, and just in a day or two, it'll gentle right down. Well, if you put it in a kennel, it'll run back to the back of that kennel, and it'll just automatically gentle down a lot quicker if you've got it tied up. A lot quicker.
Now, the way it was explained to me is somebody was like, if you have a dog in a kennel, you have to make the conscious effort to open that kennel and go inside to pet that dog. Where if you have a dog tied, you can walk right up to it, pet it, and keep on going. And it's just easier. Yeah. Every time you walk by, it's a lot easier to walk into that dog's area to fool with it than if it's in a kennel.
That is right. Yeah. It's if it's in a kennel, if it's a little bit shy, just a little bit, it'll go to the back, and in order to get into it, you got to make an effort. You got to go in the kennel, close the thing up, and won't run out and go in. If it's on a chain, you just walk up to it, step on the chain, and pet it, and they just automatically gentle down a lot quicker.
Yeah.
On chain.
Now, do most of your dogs have upright, erect ears, or are their ears down?
All my dogs are straight ears. All of my dogs are registered Mountain Feist.
Okay.
With UKC. In order to be registered Mountain Feist or UKC, their ears just have to stand up. Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. That standard was set a few years ago, and I was on one to help set that standard. Took a little lashing over that, but that's all right. That's a different. And the reason that was set, if you take a Mountain Feist, if you take a straight-eared dog and put cur in it, it's going to have flop ears.
Yeah.
So that was to keep the cur out of the Feist.
Okay.
Mountain Feist. That's the reason. We did that. Set the standard for UKC. Was have straight ears, and that way they couldn't cross cur in them and call them register them as a Mountain Feist because their ears wouldn't stand up. And we're trying to preserve the Mountain Feist. What we're trying to do.
Gotcha. So, in your opinion, what is the difference between a Mountain Feist and a treeing Feist?
Well, there's not no big lot of difference in them. There's not no big lot. I just like a Mountain Feist. I just like a dog with ears standing up.
Okay.
And there's a lot of your treeing Feist has cur in them. Right now they're trying to keep it out now, but I mean a lot of them, of course there's nothing pure. I mean there's nothing pure.
Yeah.
But mountain some of your treeing Feist hunts deeper because they've got something else in them a lot of
Gotcha.
times, and and uh, I'm not knocking no tree and fast or nothing like that because I've got a lot of good friends got tree and fast.
Yeah.
Hunt with people's got tree and fast. And, they just they like tree and fast. I like mountain fast.
Okay.
Some people like blue tick. Some people like hands and walkers.
Yep.
But on the standards on the mountain fast, we set them. We're just trying to keep the standards. The height and the built and everything like ears up. I mean that's in order to be registered as mountain fast in UKC. Now, this is only UKC. Now, NKC will register them the other way. But UKC, the ears has to be standing up, and they have to be under 30 pounds and 18 inches.
Okay. Who's been your favorite dog that you've had?
Trixie.
Okay.
Yeah.
One that got it all started.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She'd bark 130 times a minute, trees. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was wide open. Even she didn't have, if she was in the woods and she treed, it was every breath. I mean, you didn't have no trouble finding her. It's because she was going to tell you where she was at.
Yeah.
And that's what I bred for. In your fast, you've got to be careful and breed towards bark.
Okay.
Breed towards bark in your fast. You don't want to. Your hound is bred to tree. I mean, they're bred to tree. I mean, they might. I mean, they'll tree. And you're fast. You got when you're breeding and when you're starting a line of dogs and all young people. I tell them always, when you're starting a line of dogs in the fast, breed towards a barky dog, because that's what you gotta. That's what you gotta concentrate on. Dog that will bark and fast.
Yeah. Now, do your dogs hunt primarily with their nose or their eyes, a little bit of both?
My dogs is most of them has good noses.
Okay.
About all your fast is good eyes, eyes and ears. Mm-hmm. And some people want more nose. I don't like a big lot of nose. I mean, it's nice if you've got a dog that can tree a layup squirrel, but if you're not careful, you'll get a dog that's got too much nose, and he won't start ramming that nose down on the ground and start rooting around and trying to track one and all that stuff. Well, I don't want a dog just keep. It's all right if he can track, but I don't want him to just keep trying to grub the squirrel. I'd rather he just go on and get another one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my trump dog, my pistol dog, they don't have to see no squirrel to tree it. They can track one up and win the squirrel. I mean, I've watched them winning the squirrel and trying to locate exactly what tree it's in. That's hard. That is kind of hard to get in a fast dog too.
Yeah,
a dog can win a squirrel up in a tree.
Why don't you just tell me about some of your dogs, some memorable hunts, or anything you want to tell me about them?
Well, I started taking Trixie. I go these hunts, and I started entering in some of the treeing contests. I was at a state hunt one time, and this guy had a cur. Him and his wife there had a cur, and it barked pretty good. And so one of them had to leave, and they come and asked me, said, "You're ahead of us. Do you care if we go ahead?" Said one of us got to leave. Do you care if we go ahead and enter our dog, or not enter it, but let it go ahead of your dog? And I said, "No, I don't care if it. Go ahead." So anyway, his dog did real good, and he left. Trixie went up and she just blew it away, and she got on her phone and she called her husband, and she said a bad word and said a little Chihuahua beat us, and but Trixie would she beat a lot of curs. She made super grand in treeing contest, and I don't know, she wasn't hardly beat it, but it wasn't many people could even count her bark. She was so fast.
Wow.
And, she would make a 360 turn all the way around and never miss a bark. She would scratch off. She would scratch with all 4 feet and run backwards, scratching like a male dog does sometimes. She'd run backwards about 4 or 5 feet, scratching and never miss a bark and run right back to the tree there. But had a lot of fun with her, especially when you especially when you hurt people's pride by a little bitty dog beating them. She was a very small dog. She was small, and I had to concentrate on putting a little bit more size in when I was breeding.
Okay.
Because she was really too small. But I had a lot of fun with a lot of my dogs. Had a lot of fun with a lot of people, and been on a lot of good hunts. Been on, I don't go out to just put up big numbers when I go hunting. I don't go out to put up big numbers on tailgates. I just let my dogs work. Go to them and watch them.
No, I understand.
My dogs are super good at timbering squirrels. They're known for timbering squirrels. I mean, a squirrel can't get away from them. If that squirrel moves, they're going to go with it, and they're going to be with it till it goes in a hole.
Okay.
And there's several people. Well, there's several states that's got my dogs. Probably 25 out of 30.
Wow.
I was counting up the other day. There's 25, 30 states my dogs are in. And I hear from a lot of them. Mm-hmm. That's one of your biggest thrills, I guess. I sold a pup one time to a young couple, and it got a little older, and they called me back and said they had a problem with their dog. And I said, well, what's your problem? Said, we took it hunting, and said, when we got ready to go, it wouldn't let us catch it. And I said, well, you need to gentle it down before you take it hunting. They said, well, we got it gentle down. I said, it's real gentle. I said, we had to go to someone's house and let it go, talk them into letting us go in the house before we could catch it. And I said, oh, it's real gentle. And they said, yeah, it's gentle. I said, well, you need to catch it before it gets to your car. Then I said, it don't like to ride, evidently. And they said, no, it don't like to ride. And I said, well, you need to catch it before you get back to the car, and that's or get it used to riding.
Yeah.
And but out here, and then they called back a little bit later on and said their dog was doing real good at training, real good, but every time they shot a squirrel out, said it wanted to eat the squirrel. And I said, well, you might want to tie your dog up and not let it run off with a squirrel, So I've heard all kinds of tales.
Yep.
Guy in Missouri had one. He bought it for his son. His son's 13th birthday, and he called me and said they haven't had a problem with their dog. And I said, well, what's your problem? He said, we got a real high deck, and said a squirrel ran across the yard, and said it jumped off that deck, and said we're afraid it's going to get hurt. I said, well, you're either going to have to fence your deck in or keep your dog off of that. And so I said, well, okay. And then later on, he messaged me back or called me one after I get it, just what it was. He called and messaged me one and said he had another problem, that his dog wouldn't stay in the boundary lines. It wanted to get out of where they're wanting to hunt it. And I said, well, you need to get you a collar. So we were a training collar. Well, he said, we got all that. And I said, well, you need to use it then. And so then the next time I heard from him, he sent me a picture and had his limit on the tailgate. So
there you go.
He got it all under control,
Yep.
But I've heard all kinds of stories that they have problems with their dogs, big problems to them, But just like some people will call and say, I've got a question, and it might be a dumb question. I said, well, there's no question a question. If you don't know, there's no question a dumb question,
Yep.
And I see out on the internet, people new hunters have put up something, and then somebody come on there and say that's a dumb question,
Everyone's at a different place, and you got to remember that.
That's right, yes, sir. But I've been to hunts, and I've won a few, and I've got beat a few. I've I've won. I won in the last seconds, and then I lost in the last seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But don't never go to hunt just to be a winner. Uh, some people think they have to win them all. No matter how good a dog you got, you're not going to win them all.
Exactly.
But yeah, my dogs have been good to me. They've been good to me. I've had a lot of fun with them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good exercise. I usually I hunt when hunting season comes in. I usually hunt 4 or 5 days a week. This year, I'm house burnt. I'm trying to get it built back, and I've been one time.
Mm.
So I only got to hunt this year. But I will here before hunting season goes out. I'll hunt some.
Good.
But gotta get a place to stay first.
I understand that, and I wish you the best in
It's
that.
we're getting there. We're almost ready to go back in. So I mean, we're getting there. And I got plenty of dogs to hunt when I get getting ready. I mean, I've got plenty of dogs to take hunting. Got plenty of friends wanting to go.
There you go.
I've had a lot of phone calls. People want to go hunting. Yeah, a friend of mine called me a couple last year, I guess it was, and he said let's I want to go hunting, and he said I'd like to go and have a good hunt. And I said, well, we'll go. I said, he said come over. He said come over to my country. So I said, what do you want me to bring? He said, bring something to tree a squirrel. He said, I want to have a good tailgate. So we went and we took, because I hunt with 22 all the time, and well, we had a good hunt. And he got to brag to his friends about it. So that
Good.
made a good hunt for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, I go out here and I'll say I'm for instance taking if I've got a young dog, I'll say I'm gonna go out and get me a couple squirrels, be back. And I don't hunt a young dog real hard.
Okay.
I like to hunt him and see him do real good and come home on a real good tree. That's what I like to do.
Yep.
I like to bring him home like he's made a real good tree. And
Yeah.
I
agree.
I don't like to leave the woods on a bad note.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I try to do the same.
You have squirrel dogs, I guess.
I mostly coon hunt.
Right. Yeah.
I have squirrel hunted, and I enjoy it. Just my job doesn't allow for much daytime hunting, so I would love a squirrel dog.
I understand that. I used to be the same situation. Yeah. Yeah. I've worked long hours all my life, and didn't couldn't hunt. I couldn't hunt in the daytime because there wasn't enough hours.
Yep.
Then later on in life, I was able to get back into it and do it. And fortunate enough to be in good health.
Yep.
As far as I know, and I'd be able to walk pretty good at 76 years old.
Yeah.
We'll be 76 here in a few days. And that's, I hope to train a few more young dogs. I hope to.
I hope you're able to.
Yeah, these dogs that they're easy to start. Matter of fact, I don't. They're done treeing and everything before I just turn them loose here, and they're done treeing before I ever even take them to the woods.
Okay.
It just they just if I let them run loose at 5 or 6 months old, they're treeing, and then I don't take a dog to the woods unless it's treeing. I let it run loose here and start treeing on its own, and then I'll start hunting it.
Nice. Didn't you have a dog named Jake?
I had a dog named Jake. Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, Jake.
I remember. So when I first got into squirrel dogs, well, curs, and I started out with mountain curs, and I was big on Squirrel Dog Central was it at that time.
Okay.
And it would have been right after you got involved. If you said you got involved in 2005.
I had some cur. I had some cur dogs, and I had him. I don't know what happened to that dog. That dog was probably 4 years old, and he got. I took him. He was a hunt. He timbered a squirrel. He timbered a squirrel, and treated it. Went into a hole, and I came back up in an old trail, and he just barely could gum, and I had to almost pull him out of the woods. Tied him up for a week or two, and he was a boy. I was going to go hunting. He was barking, wanting to go, and I turned him loose. He come jumped in the truck, and when I got out to the hunting place, I opened the door for him to jump out of my dog box, and he wouldn't come out. And I had another dog, and I went on hunting. Left him in the box. Went on hunting. I brought him in that night. Then evening, took him up on. He drank some water, and anyway, I called the vet, and they was done gone. So he came in. The vet came in, and I took him to the vet and had him on the table, and he checked him for everything. He said, I can't find a thing wrong with this dog, and except dehydrated. And he put IV in him, and I'm talking about the second. In 5 seconds after he put that IV in, he just fell over dead on the table.
That is crazy.
He was only probably 4 years old. In his prime, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good dog. That's Squirrel Dog Central. That's for the internet come out, wasn't it?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. That's for
before Facebook took over.
Well, that's what I meant. Before Facebook took over. Yeah, so before Facebook. And I don't know where Squirrel Dog Central. I don't know where it still exists or not. I haven't been on.
It actually still does. I was on it not too long ago.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Not very active, but it's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife and I, we used to put a lot of hunts on.
Yeah.
We put a lot of hunts on NKC hunts. And then UKC asked me to, we started getting the Mountain Feist together, the standard and stuff. Yeah. And matter of fact, I put the first Mountain Feist hunt that was ever held. I put it on here in London, Kentucky.
Okay.
And then we had that was just Mountain Feist. Then we had Feist days. That was all kinds of Feist. Yeah. So I put the first one of them on here in state of Kentucky, London, and then UKC wanted me to put a world hunt on. So I put a world hunt on for the Feist dogs here in London, Kentucky.
Wow.
Well, then they split. Of course, I had the first HTX hunt for the Feist here.
Okay.
So then they split the curs and the Feist, and they didn't hunt together. So I had a world hunt here for the curs and for the Feist on the same day. And there were about 2 or 3 years that I didn't hunt a dog to get it in shape to go to those hunts. All I'd done was work my butt off to find places and find judges, and because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
When you have a big hunt.
Yep.
And everybody was new, and when we started putting the Feist hunts on, probably I'm gonna say 75%, maybe not hardly that many, at least 50% of the people coming to those hunts had never been to a hunt before, never entered a dog or anything.
Oh wow!
We had to have judges, and everything, Yeah. And then after that, it's kind of grew, kind of spread out to the 3 and 5 people. They're promoting their hunts over in Western Kentucky pretty hard. They still got a group going. I don't know. See me like the Mountain Feist people's let up a little bit.
Okay.
The Mountain Feist people not promoting it like they did.
Yeah.
To keep anything growing, it's got to be promoted.
Yep.
I mean, it's not going to grow unless it's promoted, and so that's. And I've kind of myself, I've let up because when you get my age, it's time to have a little fun.
Yeah, no, you did it long enough.
Yeah,
It's time for somebody else to pick that up, pick the torch up, and roll.
Yeah, it sure is, and in the Mountain Feist, they're just not doing that.
Sorry to hear that. I mean, it's a shame, that's for sure.
It is.
Like I said, the first squirrel dog I ever hunted with was a little Mountain Feist, and so while I'm not a Feist guy, I still have a soft spot for him because of her.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we all like the same thing, it would be a miserable world, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Have a good night.
All right. You too, sir. Bye.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tree Talking Media. And until next time, keep them talking in the timber.